One thing I absolutely love about Classic is how each class feels different and usually has its own strengths and weaknesses. For example, rogues are masters of the shadow, being able to sneak past enemies, zap enemies, and pickpocket enemies. Meanwhile, hunters are master kiters who can defeat the strongest enemies. And mages can AoE farm a ton of mobs of great strength without dying if played well. Today we will look at how classes can utilize their strengths to farm gold in ways that are unique to their class. First off, we have Mage. Mage can draw from their area of effect abilities to farm mobs in great numbers. You don't even need good gear to do this, all you need is to know how and when to use certain spells, and in some cases it requires ice cold precision. Half a second off means you will die. So basically the way this works is you round up a lot of mobs, preferably while on your mount, then you gather them up, you ice block, then you cancel ice block once all mobs are around you, then you use Frost Nova, then instantly blink away. In that time, from cancelling ice block, to using Frost Nova, to using blink, you will receive a couple of melee attacks from mobs which might almost kill you, which is fine. At this point you can kite forever by using Blizzard and Cone of Cold. You can also add some more damage with Flame Strike, and by using Cone of Cold and Blizzard you can keep the mobs slowed forever, and if needed you can also move close to the mobs and use another Frost Nova. One thing to remember with this farm is you need to AoE farm mobs that use melee attacks. Try to avoid casters as much as you can, since they can hit you from further away, thus reducing the effectiveness of your kiting and slowing. This makes mages very strong in a lot of farms because they can kill so many mobs in one pull, and it also opens up dungeon mob grinding possibilities since you can solo AoE packs for great profit. One thing about mages is that they are resource dependent, aka mana dependent, but because they pull so many mobs each time, they can effectively drink in between pulls, especially if you're farming in the open world since mobs take some time to respawn, so there will be some downtime anyway. Examples of mage-specific farms are Blackrock Depths AoE Trash Pull, Stratholm AoE Trash Pull, and Scarlet Workers in the Mine North in the Western Plaguelands AoE Pulling. Next up we have Hunters. Hunters are very strong against bosses that either deal a lot of damage, requires a lot of kiting, or just requires a tank, since hunters have pets which are capable of tanking. A hunter can also take advantage of traps to slow the boss, and he can resurrect his pet if it dies, allowing 24/7 kiting. This offers up some great solo abilities when it comes to grinding rare mobs, elite mobs, or dungeons. Most popular being Moradin and Diremaul because of clever use of feigned death for mob skips and clever drops, which you can survive to skip certain mob packs and certain bosses. Hunters having pets also allows for them to more effectively skin mobs while farming for extra gold per hour from skinning, because they can send their pet to start attacking a new target while the hunter skins the target he just killed. Another way some hunters make their gold is by selling dungeon boosts to twinks or levelers who want fast and good gear upgrades. Since hunters can basically solo everything and skip certain mob packs, the player buying the boost can effectively AFK and get some decent loot. Examples of hunter-specific farms are Moradin skip runs or boost runs, Diremaul skip runs or boost runs, and the Diremaul North tribute run. We also can't talk about class-specific gold farming without mentioning rogues. Rogues offer a whole new way of farming gold by pickpocketing their enemies. Pickpocketing will give you some flat-out gold plus some chance at goodies. Rogues can also open chests, which is great for farming. A quick example of how to make gold as a rogue is by running Blackrock Depths and just pickpocketing everything. If you see a chest somewhere, pull out all your cooldowns and nuke the enemies around the chest, and open the chest for profit. Another reason why Blackrock Depths is great is because of Pyromancer Loregrain, who you can solo, which has a chance at dropping the formula for the fiery weapon enchant. This strategy can also be used in any other dungeon with a lot of humanoids you can pickpocket, where chests can spawn. Remember that killing mobs around chests will be more difficult the higher level the dungeon is meant for, so in some dungeons you might need to have some good gear in order to farm efficiently. Example of rogue-specific farms are Blackrock Depths because of pickpocketing and the chest spawns and the fiery weapon formula. Scarlet Monastery because of pickpocketing, chest spawns and some rare spawns who you can also kill for BOEs that you can sell on the auction house. Other classes can also do most of the farms that mages and hunters can, but they will have a harder time doing so. For example, paladins can AoE farm thanks to consecration, priests can use holy nova, and etc. But you cannot argue that while other classes can AoE farm, mage is by far the best class to AoE farm with. Also, when it comes to hunter-specific farms, I guess you can argue that a warlock can do the exact same thing, but I do believe the hunter is better because of feigned death skips, although the warlock also has soulstone, which allows him to skip packs as well, but not as frequently as the hunter. It is also worth mentioning that there are a lot of other farms out there where certain classes are stronger than others. It's all about using your imagination. Some classes will always be stronger in certain scenarios, and as a gold maker it's all about optimizing your gold per hour and taking advantage of the class you have chosen to main. That is my conclusion for this video. If you think I missed something, make sure you let me know in the comments below. As a final note, I will also leave a link in the description to a similar guide made on a classic website, which links to videos showcasing farms for different classes, including the ones I listed earlier in this video. That guide is really fantastic and it links to several different YouTubers' point of views, and it includes more classes than I included in this video, so for a more detailed view on the class-specific farms, feel free to check out that guide. I would also like to give a shout out to Frostadamus, who is a classic WoW YouTuber who is great at gold farming on pretty much every class. I have been watching him farm gold on his rogue and mage character for a while now, and that is pretty much where I got the inspiration to make this video from. If you want to know more about mage-specific or rogue-specific farms, I would definitely recommend you check out his YouTube channel, which I'll leave a link to in the description as well. And since this is a class-specific gold farming video, I would also like to give a shout out to Cargos, who is a classic WoW YouTuber with lots of great class guides. Knowing your class is important when farming, so checking out one of his guides could be a good idea before you start farming, just so you get some better knowledge of how to play your class at max efficiency. One final shout out is to wowclassic.live, which is a great website for every sort of guide you could want for Classic, where users can register and make their own guides. You'll find tons of great guides on gold making, leveling, gearing, PvP, class guides and much more on that website. I'll leave a link to that in the description as well. If you want to see more videos on how to make gold in Classic, or just Classic videos in general, consider checking out my Classic WoW playlist here on YouTube, or just go to my uploads, since pretty much all of them will be Classic related. I will mostly focus on gold making in Classic, since that's what I'm most interested in, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future uploads. If you want to interact with me, feel free to join my Classic WoW themed Discord, which is linked in the description below. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.